Hi guys, today I would like to show you another sun hat, this time for a little girl about 3 years old. You're supposed to use the hook size 3.75 millimeters, but my yarn is a little bit thinner than I should use, so I will use the hook size 4 millimeters to have the proper gauge. Our gauge supposed to be 19 double crochets in 4 inches or 10 rows of double crochets. If you want to make the hat for infant, your 21 double crochet is supposed to be as a 4 inches and 12 rows. For the adult size, 17 double crochets or 9 rows should be as a 4 inches. So as you can see, we can make that hat for any size. We need to start with the chain of 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and then we are joining into the first chain with the slip stitch. Now we need to make the chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and that is the count as the first stitch, as the first double crochet, and then into our ring we need to make another 11 of double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to make the hat for the infant, you need to use the hook size, I think, 2.75 millimeters. For an adult, depends what yarn you will be used for it. So you need to just check the gauge before you start making. Okay, so how many I've done at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10 and 11. Okay, so now we've got our 12 double crochet with the 3 chains at the beginning, and now we need to make the slip stitch into the third chain. Slip stitch, okay, and then we need to start the second row, so we are making chain of 3, and then we need to work on the front of the same double crochet, in this case in chain of 3. So what we need to do, we are not working on a stitch, we're working on the front of that chain. So we need to put our hook into the hole and then into the next one. So now our double crochet we've got on our hook, like that. So we work in the double crochet on the same double crochet as we've done the chain 3. Now we go into the next stitch and we are working the double crochet into the stitch, and now into the same double crochet we are working on the front. So again we need to put our hook into the middle of the double crochets, and again we are working onto the stitch, double crochet, and then onto the front of the same double crochet. So what we actually doing now, as you can see, we're working twice on the same double crochet, so we making an increase. So we need to repeat that pattern all the way around till end, and at the end we're supposed to have 24 stitches in total. And then we will start the next row. Okay, now we need to start the third row. So we join with the slip stitch onto the third chain from the beginning, and then again chain of 3. This is still counts as our first double crochet, and now we need to make the double crochet into the stitch of our double crochet, and then we need to work on the front of the same double crochet. So as you can see, we working all the time on the same double crochet on the front, so we've got some kind of line. Now into the next 2 stitches we need to make the double crochet, 1 and 2, and then again on the row before we work on the front of the double crochet. Now we need to work on the same double crochet on the front. So all the time at the same, we're working on the same double crochet on the front. So now again into the next 2 stitches we work in double crochet as normal, and then we need to work on the front of that double crochet. And again 2 stitches with the double crochet, and now as you can see we again making an increase, but not as twice. At the end we need to have 36 stitches in total. So 2 stitches with only double crochet, and then we are working on the front. I've got my 36 stitches already. I joined the slip stitch into the third chain. Now again chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and this time we actually working on the same pattern as before. So now we need to make two single crochets, the double crochets into the stitch 1 and 2, and then we are working on the front of all the time the same double crochet. So all the time we need to keep the line, and then into the next 3 stitches now we are working the single double crochet, and again on the front of the double crochet from the last row. As you can see, on every row we just add in 1 stitch per all 12 groups. So at the end of that row we're supposed to have 48 stitches this time. As you can see also, when we start in our chain of 3, we're making always 1 stitch less than at the others groups, because the chain 3 is count as a first double crochet. So we need to repeat that pattern for the next, that is the with that for the next 5 rows. So we need to make 8 rows in total, and we all the time working the same way. So now we working with the 3 stitches and then with the front of the double. On the next row we need to work on the 4 stitches, and then 5, 6 and 7. And then when we will have 8 rows in total, I will let you know what we need to do next. I've done my 8 rows. On to last one, instead of double crochet I made the treble crochet, because as I said before, my yarn is thinly, so to keep my gauge I had to put the bigger stitches. Unfortunately we cannot add any more rows than we supposed to have, because we need to the exact number of stitches as the pattern says. So at the end of the 8th row we're supposed to have 96 stitches in a total. So now I will show you what we need to do for the next 6 stitches from 9 row till 15. As before, we need to make the chain of 3 and then into our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, into our 6 stitches we're making the double crochet. One, 2, 3. 4, 5 and 6, and then we need to skip the last one stitch, and we start working on the front of that double crochet already. So we are not making an increase anymore. And again, into the next one group we work in the 7 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and again we need to skip that one stitch and we are working on the front of that double crochet. And now we need to repeat that pattern for the all 6 rows. So when we finish we're supposed to have 15 rows in a total, and in every one row before those double crochets we need to skip that one stitch. Always we need to make 7 double crochets and we work on the front of that double crochets, and see you at the end of the 15 row. When we've done our 15 rows we need to make the slip stitch and another chain of 3 as we've done before. If you think that your hat will be too short, now you can add as many more rows as you want, because the number of stitches is still the same. And then we need to make the chain of 3, and into the same stitch we are making double crochet, but we need to make the double crochet cluster. So we are at the moment we're making as normal double crochet, and then what we need to do, we are skipping the 3 next stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th stitch we are making 2 double crochets cluster as well. So we are making only the first half, we're leaving 2 loops on our hook, and we are making the another one, and again only the one part. And now when we've got 3 loops on our hook, we need to pull our yarn for all those 3 and then chain 1. Now we are making the chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the same stitch we're making another double crochet, 2 double crochet cluster. So again, 2 loops on our hook, we are making the another one only for the 2, and when we've got 3 loops we taking for all those, and then chain 1. Next one part, we need to skip another 3 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th one we making another 2 double crochet cluster. So 2 loops on our hook, we're making another one, and when we've got 3 we pulling our yarn for all of it and chain of 1, and again chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and into the same stitch another 2 double crochet cluster. Chain 1. And again we need to skip next 3 stitches, so 1, 2, 3, and into the 4th another 2 double crochet cluster. 1, and 2, and we are taking our yarn for all 3 loops, chain 1, and then we're making the chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and again into the same one stitch 2 double crochet cluster. 1, 2, and so now we need to repeat that pattern all the way around. So again we need to skip the next 3 stitches, making 2 double crochet cluster, then chain of 3, 2 double crochet cluster into the same stitch, and then skip another 3 stitches, 2 double crochet cluster all the way around, and then I will let you know what we need to do next. Where we are at the end of our row, we need to make the last one 2 double crochet cluster, so we need to make into the same stitch as we start our row. 1 and 2. Then we are making the chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and we are making the slip stitch into the chain 1 space. Okay, so now it looks like that. So what we need to do now, chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're making another double crochet into the same stitch. So again we're making the cluster, then we are making the chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and another 2 double crochets cluster to the same stitch. 1 and 2, chain 1. Then we need to skip our shell, and into the next one, chain 1 space, we making 2 double crochets clusters. So again we've done 1 cluster, the chain of 1, and then chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and another 2 double crochet cluster into the same chain 1 space. And again we are going to the next one chain space, and we are making the 2 double crochets clusters. So that's the 1, chain of 3, 1, 2 and 3, and another 2 double crochet cluster. And now we need to repeat that pattern all the way around. When we've done the last 1, 2 double crochet cluster, we need to make the slip stitch on the top of our first cluster from that row, not chain 1, just first top of the cluster. Okay, then we need to make chain of 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we will work in the 3 chain space. Into our 3 chain space we need to do 4 double crochets. 1, or actually we even make that just chain of 2, and we should start making the 4th single crochets. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then into our chain 1 space we need to make 1 single crochet. Into the next 3 chain space we need to make the 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and the same into chain 1 space only 1 single crochet, in 3 chain space 5. Just repeat that pattern all the way around. When you are at the end of your row, just make the slip stitch into the chain, the top of the chain 2, and repeat making the single crochet in every 1 stitch around. So as we've done 5 and 1, 5 and 1, so in every 1 stitch we need to make the single crochet one more time. When you've done your 2 rows with the single crochet, you need to make the slip stitch into the 2nd chain from the beginning, and then we are starting with the double crochet again. I just done the row already because I had to count how many stitches we need to work. So start with the chain of 3, and then into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 stitches we work in the double crochet. On the 9th stitch we are not making the double crochet. We work in double crochet but not into the stitch. We working on the front of our single crochet. So we start making the same pattern as we've done before. When you will work on the 8th double crochet, then we need to work for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches, and 11 double crochet we need to make as on the front of the single crochet from the last 1 row, and we need to repeat that pattern all the way around, and again work 10 double crochets, and the 11th one we working on the front of the single crochet. At the end we need to make the last one, and I think we're supposed to have only the 1 stitch plus the chain 3 left. Then if your stitches doesn't match the strap here, just count how many double crochets you need to make, because we need to have the front double crochets in the same line, and then keep going, repeat the pattern all the way around. If you have done that one row, we again starting with the chain of 3, and then we need to work into the next, I think, 9 double crochet. Let me see, 1, oh God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then on the 9th stitch we working as well, and then we need to work on the front of that one double crochet, and then repeat. We are working from the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 stitches, and we work on the front of that one double crochet all the way around. The next 2 rows we need to work exactly the same, so we need to make the same number of stitches. So what that means, on the next one row we're not working on that one stitch, we're working straight away on the front of double crochet. See you at the end. So now we need to make 3 more rows. Now we are nearly done. The last one row, we need to make the crab stitch. So what that is, chain of 1, and now we're always working from right to left side. The crab stitch is working on a different side from left to right. So what we need to do, we need to take our hook and pull into the first of our stitch, then grab yarn and then pull through 2 as normal. And again you need to go to the 2nd stitch, grab your yarn and pull through 2. This stitch is a ending stitch, so our hat will be looks much better. And again another stitch, pull through. As you can see, we are making some kind of board. Okay, so you need to make that pattern all the way around. Finally, I've done my hat, and I just added the bunch with leaves and the Irish rose. If you want to make it the same parts, I will put the links for videos how to make those 2 items. And that's it. See you in the next tutorial. If you like my video, just press the like and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.